Assalamu alaikum. The Muslim Burial Council was set up in 1994 to coordinate all masajid in the city, irrespective of school of thought, in relation to death and bereavement and how to access service provisions for the Muslim community in relation to burial 7 days a week. Since its inception 13 years ago, it has now worked with the Home Office in relation to consultation and works wider with the wider community in relation to the Coroner's Reform Act, the Hindu community, the Sikh community, the Jewish and the Christian community. The Muslim Burial Council is also in the forefront in looking at research, looking at MRI and CT scanning, which is an alternative to the traditional autopsy that's been carried out at the present moment. We must also know that Mbcol does not only work here in Leicester, but is part of good practice nationally throughout the country and also at a European level. We have travelled quite far across the Scandinavian countries and certainly France, Germany, and they are all looking at the model of the Muslim Burial Council and how to replicate it there. We have produced a guide for dying and deceased Muslims, guideline for dying and deceased Muslims in relation to the Muslim community targeted at that, and we are now in the process of doing a second one which will cover 8 faiths and people of no faiths, and this is where again Mbcol is in the forefront in relation to this particular issue. We are also proud to say that we have received the Queen's Award in June last year for voluntary service to the community, and this award was actually presented to us here in Leicester in the presence of the Lord Lieutenant of Leicestershire, Lady Gretham, and members of the different faith communities.
Well, we are at the moment currently engaging us with the Leicester City Council to take over the running of the Janazgah, whereas the Janazgahs will be under control of the Mbcol, and that will probably provide the community with a better service with the Janazgah, and that dialogue is taking place at the moment.
The Muslim Burial Council now plans, as its vision for the future, to create a centralized project, and this project will in turn be a center where it will provide all the death and bereavement services required by the community. In other words, postmortems will be carried out there. Hopefully and inshallah we should have the place where people can actually sit and mourn in an environment that is conducive to them.
At the moment, residents of the Ordinary and Wixton Council have to use the facilities at the Fmoy Cemetery simply because the Ordinary and Wixton Council haven't got facilities for the Muslim community. We at the moment are currently engaging with them for them to provide a facility for the burial for those people in those boroughs to be buried at Wixton Ordinary Council facilities.
The Muslim Burial Council is the community's organization, though it's run by a board of trustees that are transparent and accountable to its membership, and they hold the office for 5 years. It's an organization that's very grassroots. It belongs to the community, and we hope that in the future we see more and more young people coming on board and being part and parcel of the Burial Council.